Steven. And Steven, they have a right to
Steve-o.
call Timcast Transcast.
Mr. Steven, I have a gift to you.
Wait a minute. Stop everything. Let's watch some Stevie.
Steven, they're fans of mine, but I'm even bigger fans of theirs.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody, it's Steven.
Yeah, I'm
One last time.
World
tour.
Yes, reunion.
Episode 48.
Should we be like, I'm feeling funny about the podcast? Then it can tease into something. It's like a Fortnite event, which we'll get into later. But
I can't wait. We're talking Fortnite today.
Fortnite and a bunch of other random thoughts, pitchforks, torches, and other random thoughts. So it's going to be a whole Tom Myers hour. More importantly, though, it's December and No Inward November is over. So I can finally talk about Dale Carnegie, who is my black friend who's on the carnivore diet.
Dale Carnegie. Yeah.
I had a speech impediment. I was on carnivore diet. I said it like that. I got nervous. That was my joke. I had
Get
written.
the John speech.
Shit, man.
Yo, I got jaundice. I'm like turning yellow. I'm like turning yellow.
That's his speech impediment's called Jondice.
Damn, I had jaundice when I was a baby.
Really?
Yeah, I came out and I turned yellow.
Like a Simpson?
What
else does it do? Is it just cosmetic?
What do you mean? Is it cosmetic? You think
What-
I'm
does something-
permanently? You think I'm still fucked up?
No. Is
You
it?
think you look at me and you go, "Oh, that explains that." Now,
What else happens? Or is do you
they took me away from my mom, and she always tells me that the separation, like of me not being with her for like the first few hours of my, existence, were very traumatic for her. To this day, she's still traumatized. I'm 27.
Crazy. You know what? That's what they think is a part of the reason why Ted Kaczynski did what he did, because he had tuberculosis or something as a baby, and they separated him as well.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Sit with your kids, folks, or they'll make bombs or a podcast and other random thoughts.
We really need to get sponsors. I know it's a tough sell when we don't have an audience, but listen, okay? I've been trying all these fancy weeds out, right?
Yeah,
You saw it. I got the Mike Tyson shorties over there.
You think we could reach out to him?
That would be awesome. We should. I mean, because first off, nobody's become less. I know Mike Tyson still makes the rounds on Instagram Reels or whatever from his podcast.
Yes.
Wheels. But he's, we could probably reach out to his person that is the producer for his show and get a sponsorship.
I could be like, I've got a question about your video switcher. Can we get Mike Tyson on? Can we get your switcher for our show while we are a guest in your studio? And the producers, they always fall for that type of thing. So that was I almost had Ben Avery come to our university because the Tim Dillon show was on the road, and he was like, does anyone have a studio? And I was like, our university has a studio. And but I think our university was too far away. That would have been so cool.
That never happened.
Well, the event never happened, but the me being good friends.
Did Ben respond to you?
Yeah, he was like, he just said no. He was like, I think I'll pass, but thanks for reaching out. But you know what's crazy too? I actually reached out to the school who had the studio, and they were like, oh, we can give him a pass to where he can park wherever he wants and stuff like that. Stuff that students could only dream of.
Yeah, so I can just picture Tim Dillon pulling into town.
I know. Or just
he
waddling.
stops by Jimmy John's and he just leaves his unwrapped sandwiches all over the place.
Yeah. He parks his Rolls Royce in 4 spots and he's waddling in and he's like, look at the kids. This is the future. Breaks the chair the second he sits down in it.
Wow, that was the first time I watched Tim was recently when he had Nick Mullen on, but I only watched 10 minutes of it.
The Bastard Radio reunion. Crazy stuff. I only watched what you had sent me. So, but good for Tim to keep doing what he's doing, I guess. I don't know. What did he do? He remembered somebody's name from a documentary, and Nick was impressed.
He's still into Pizzagate. In 2023.
Yeah, he had a total lie. He was like, 7 years ago is when I last watched it.
I mean, I'm sure every episode of the Tim Dillon show is just something about the Clintons or Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever. Yeah. It's just endless references to shit he's been talking about for years. That's all you do, Tim. It's annoying.
Yeah, why don't you lose weight?
Jeez.
Should we go to GTA 6 first?
Yeah. I've not seen the trailer.
Okay.
I've been holding out.
I'll play it for you, and then we'll have it looping in the background.
Okay.
But I can't have your reaction since, I'll just, I don't know. I'll figure something out.
What do you mean?
Because there's copyrighted music in the freaking trailer.
Whoa.
So, yeah. That guy's in here right now, right? Oh shit.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Like,
You have to be a woman.
I know.
I know everybody's complaining because there's a million black people, which I don't care about. I just hope there's a lot of Latinas.
Well, and you can kill the black people. What's the problem?
Yeah, I was gonna.
If you hate them that much, you have that choice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but
So you've put this music in yourself?
yeah, this is my song.
What do you mean? So you're gonna take out the music later?
Yeah. I'll just probably turn it down.
Okay,
Turn it off.
okay. I want to meet up with some Latino women. That'd be cool.
And the social media thing, people are talking about that being cool.
Why are people bitching about this? This looks fun.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That looks pretty cool. What I'll say real quick though is I watched the trailer for Grand Theft Auto 5. You know, that came out like 12 years ago. I was rewatching all of them just to kind of see if there were any similarities. And that game did you play GTA 5? Mm-hmm. It made it seem like Michael was like the main character, but once you play the game, the black guy Franklin is like the main character. So I almost wonder if they're just making it seem like she's the main character, but maybe the guy is.
Yeah, that's some good investigative work.
I don't know. I feel like the three protagonists, they were like equally represented. So I feel you can just play as the guy if you don't want to be the girl. I get that's kind of an annoying thing, but there's never been a like a Bonnie and Clyde, or not Bonnie and Clyde. What's like one of the couple? There's never been a couple that have been the two protagonists.
Mm-hmm. When does this come out? I'm ready to play
2025.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
God, that sucks. I like what do you know about the social media part of it?
Okay,
That seems
yeah.
cool.
So somebody found that all of those social media posts are based off of like real events. So here's a Twitter post kind of showing that. Mm-hmm. And then I sent you something on Twitter as well. I'll pull it up here. So like, I guess, yeah. So that clip with the lady with the hammer based on a real lady. Mm-hmm. Same deal here. So kind of, and these are all things that have been like apparently spotted in Florida as well. So I don't know, just funny stuff like that. So I wonder if you get to have like a social media account and get followers or something.
That would be cool.
And then this quick snippet here, if I skipped it, did I skip it? Yes, I did. Okay. Trust me, folks. So that guy is based off of this character, the Joker. If you've ever heard of the Joker, if you ever watched Batman, no, it's this Floridian as well. He apparently has some beef with Rockstar.
What?
Raw sequel live. Florida Joker, Miami Joker. You might have seen that character on GTA 6. Just dropped the trailer today. You know they got that character with the face tattoos. You know who they got that inspired by me. Just look me up. Florida Joker,
Or the
Miami
Joker.
You know what I'm talking about. GTA, we at the top.
Open your mouth, bitch. What are you
Seriously,
saying?
yeah.
Remember?
Remember when the Joker glued his mouth shut? I don't. Jeez. Florida Joker. I mean, this is like the brightest young man who's a Floridian.
Oh my God. Yeah, wow. Okay.
Oh, okay, this is the last thing I've got. Elon Musk weighs in on Grand Theft Auto. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but this is...
I have not followed any of this. This is good. You're doing a good job recapping.
Okay, good. This is so funny. So this rando, tweets, he goes, here's a list of games I haven't played. And he puts, GTA 6 hasn't even come out yet, you dumb moron. But
well,
of course,
he's not technically wrong.
GTA. Elon Musk comes out, he goes, tried, but didn't like doing crime. GTA 5 required shooting police officers in the opening scene. Just couldn't do it.
What's his deal? He's conservative now?
I guess so, yeah.
I mean, I saw something earlier. He tweeted about like the border crisis. I was like, I thought he just didn't weigh in on stuff like that. But
I know.
Maybe he is going to go full president at the last minute. That'd be kind of cool.
I could see it. He's got the support. He has the support. Mm-hmm. But I just like imagine him. He gets off a long day working, at Tesla, building it, those cars or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he goes home to play Grand Theft Auto 5. And he's like, oh, I just can't do it. I bought the game where you kill cops and murder civilians.
Yeah, I mean, this is a ridiculous stance to have. I mean, you can't say that. I mean, like, oh, you didn't want to, like, that's why you wouldn't watch a movie then?
Right,
like,
right.
So you don't like violent movies?
tried to listen to John Mouse, but I looked at the track listing on Pitiless Senses. I couldn't bring myself to it.
Was he Liam Neeson?
I don't know. I mean, he's got a weird voice. It's hard to emulate. He's got that autistic British South African accent that only he has.
Yeah. No, this is ridiculous. I don't agree with this. What do you mean you don't like doing crime?
Yeah, pussy.
That's why it's in a video game, so you don't have to do it in real life.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I mean, this is horrible.
Yeah.
But Elon never really has had good takes. I've never understood why people love him.
No. And if he has a good take, he usually follows it up with like something super gay, like, and also the new Rick and Morty season is awesome. You should check it out.
Like, bro, like I love like Rick and Morty. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like Indian John. John Indian.
John Tent, welcome
Dude, I've
to
been
your...
listening to Andrew Tate.
I've been checking out... check out my Yontent. What was I going to say? Yeah, Elon Musk would like tweet the N-word and then immediately tweet again being like, Lex Friedman makes the best podcasts. And then it's like, I'd be on board, then immediately off board, just like that.
How about me and Lex? We're always synced up in the video games we're playing because he is playing Red Dead Redemption 2 about a year ago when I was playing it.
Yeah.
And now he's playing Diablo 4. That's what I've been playing on the Series X. So we were one and the same.
Link up in the game, add each other as friends. And
yeah, I need to watch his video closely, see if he has his gamer tag on there. And then I'm going to just bombard him.
Oh, speaking of video games, we've got Eminem and Fortnite. This was a huge thing. I really had to do my homework on this to figure out what exactly was going on. So
yeah, because to me, Fortnite is still a total mystery. Never played it, so everything about it, when things are announced about it, all that, I don't get. They're like, "Oh, Goku's in the game," and I'm like, "What does that even mean?"
So the game like runs like a lot of online games now. They run in like seasons. So it's like every 8 weeks they change the map dramatically, and each season has its own theme. Mm-hmm. But within all those seasons, there are chapters. And so this is an event that was signifying the end of a chapter. So chapter 4, and so they were advertising like Eminem. So this event is showcasing what's going to happen in the next chapter. So Eminem was actually only just one part of this, and some guy. So I guess in the next season, there's going to be like Legos. Like you can play as Lego. I'll just pop that in and just show you. So now you can be a minifig, stuff like that. But Fortnite, I mean, they do like insane collaborations. I mean, it's crazy. Fortnite's the only thing I can imagine where they'd collaborate with Lego and Eminem, simultaneously. But it kind of makes Eminem look less like a hood brother and more like a,
So you're just holding out for the Austin Powers season or whatever, when they just have Austin Powers as a playable.
Yeah. And Eminem performed Lose Yourself.
What's
Fortnite,
the one when he becomes giant? Did you see that?
Yeah, that's after this. So they do a little Guitar Hero segment.
And so I don't get it. So what, you just go to this place in the Fortnite world?
It's in the main map. So when you join, when there's an event incoming, you pretty much the normal game stops. You can't play any normal games, and it says like you just wait in, and then this event.
Play Guitar Hero.
Yeah. So then the event happens, and then then it goes back to the normal game, I think.
So everybody has to be there for it at this time. It's not like a thing you can just go to like a building and then this.
Right.
So this is a live concert?
No, it's not. They just played.
I was gonna say that'd be crazy
if
it was like recording on the other end.
I know. I think, Travis Scott had like a full concert, so I think that might have been live, but this is not. They just played. Yeah, whoa. So then big ass Eminem, there he is, reaching his hand in.
Looking like a mafia character.
Seriously, looks nothing like Eminem. But that's just what he looks like now. That's an awfully hot coffee pot. That's what he's saying.
Good one.
Yeah. So to kind of prep this event, they added Eminem Fortnite skins so you could buy them, and there he is rapping. So that's all that was.
So you could play as him and go to the concert.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is cool, I guess. I don't get it.
No, it is kind of cool. And then, so of course, the new thing that this has been memed into existence.
Yeah, and you were mad about this? Is that what you said?
I'm mad that he's not fat. I mean, I get that the developers, they have like certain hitboxes, but like he's got to be fat. So they made this little skit. Shit, sorry.
Is this like a pause it really quick? Is this who is this? Like Mr. Mustopheles? Did they do a Cats Fortnite? Like the musical Cats? Is it Mr. Mustopheles?
Yeah.
What is this?
This is from the official Fortnite.
But who's this cat? Am I supposed to know him? Is he
no.
like a character, like one of the icons, like the Crash Bandicoot of Fortnite?
I don't know. Meowsles.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm gonna get freaking ripped.
Holy fuck.
They should have done Prime. Has Logan Paul been playable in Fortnite?
I don't think so, but Mr. Beast has. So this is their answer to the fat Peters to make him skinny. That's like if they put George Floyd in this game and they made him white. So there you go. And they also have Solid Snake. He's a new character. But
dang.
Yeah, that's
Did they need it? Why? But you can't make a fat character.
No, you can't. It can only be so fat because of the hit boxes, is what they were saying. So then there'd be an unfair advantage if he plays.
But maybe like the outside of his gut is outside of the hitbox because it just doesn't hurt him to get hit there.
Yeah. No, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, just do that, or just
make him fast somehow.
Yeah, do something to give him an advantage. Like, make him do more damage or something. Well, then the other thing too is that the skins are supposed to only be cosmetic, like Jondice. They're not supposed to have any actual effect. Mm-hmm. So then Peter, if he were more powerful but fat, then it kind of ruins the whole thing. Yeah, they did what they had to do. So,
dang it, Fortnite's free, huh?
Yeah, it is.
When did Fortnite come out? Like 10 years ago now?
I think originally it was like a zombie survival game that came out in like 2012, but the online version didn't come out until I think like 2016 or 2017. Yeah, it's been out for a while. But whenever they ended the first chapter, nobody knew like what the events were, so they made it seem like they were just getting rid of Fortnite. So they had like a countdown, and it was like on this day at this time Fortnite's going to end, and then like the TVs and the games like shut off for like 24 hours. And there were like news stories about it, and like kids, like freaking out, thinking that the game was over and stuff like that. So,
do you remember that game? This is unrelated, but do you remember that game that was just like the giant cube with 1,000,000 boxes on it, and you'd have to press the boxes? And
I don't think so.
So it was like it was a game. No, it was a game. It was like 1,000,000 by 1,000,000 cube.
Should I
put in what was his name? Peter Molyneux. I think that might be the Fable guy. I might be getting people mixed up. No, but it was the Fable guy actually. No, dude, you're horrible.
I can't even see it.
Okay. MOLYNEUX.
Okay. We need that big TV. Then do what's inside the cube? Or just Peter Molyneux?
Do cube. It must be curiosity. Okay, yeah. All right, fuck these guys. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Is this it?
Yeah, so everybody in the world's playing this game.
Uh-huh.
And it's got 1 billion. And it's not only that the cube is like 1,000,000 by 1,000,000, probably not 1,000,000 by 1,000,000. But 10,000 by 10,000. But then after you get through it, there's more layers. So it's like a game that everybody's playing. And the whole thing of it is whoever hits the last cube like wins the big prize. So it's a Willy Wonka sort of thing to it. And so you're playing, but you like never know when the last layer is going to be. And I think, maybe you did, and it told you how many was left, but it was just like people had to keep chipping away at it. So everybody at school was playing this game. And then I think whoever won, it was me actually. I pressed the one box. No, whoever won got to be God in this like game that Peter Molyneux made.
Oh.
So it was like this, I don't know.
That's kind of cool. I never knew about this though. That's cool.
And he was also the guy that made Fable. So
gotcha.
I can't remember what the other game was called. God something.
Oh my God.
So somehow that made me maybe just you saying that they were pretending like they were going to end.
Yeah.
Fortnite, I was thinking about,
And it's like a communal event.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's a thing of the end of the game.
No.
Cube World.
This is what happened.
Hannah.
Yeah, you could do that all you want.
Oh, these guys.
Someone's written some expletives on the cube.
The guy thinks it's...
Yeah, somebody wrote dickhead, and they're like... Somebody drew a fucking photo of me.
Okay, I'm glad that music is louder than the actual sounds of the people talking. That's really good editing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I meant when I said I'd edit out. I'm actually going to turn up the Grand Theft Auto trailer music while we're talking. Wow, putting in like ancient memes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times was the N-word in there too?
Oh, a ton. I mean, that was like the first thing you do. Or you would be like, you'd write something and be like, try to find it on somebody else's screen. Like, look what I wrote there,
yeah.
you know, and then somebody else is, somebody in China's chipping away at that and they're racing, you know, Aaron is gay. So it was a mystery.
Yeah, that's cool.
Went on for a long time. Okay. I don't know that it's that cool, but.
No, it is an interesting thing. You've got a point there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
are we done with the video game section and you've hurried us through it?
Well, I hurried us through it because I didn't want to just bore you with me talking about Fortnite.
No. I like
Auto,
Fortnite.
so.
I'm a big Fortnite fan now.
Well, we can stay here. I just don't know what your gauge is at.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gamed out, or do you want to game out?
Did we have another game that we had planned to talk about?
I don't.
Was there
think
another?
so.
No, you're right. It was just those ones.
Yeah. Crash Bandicoot is not in Fortnite.
I didn't know Crash. I wish there's a Crash Bandicoot 4. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That they made, so I might have to get it.
I almost got it. It was on sale. You could get the insane trilogy with the new game and the Spyro trilogy. It was like $60 for all of it.
You didn't do it.
No, because I thought it'd be cheaper later. So
I need to get that Crash trilogy, and I need to get, and then they maybe made a racing game too. I think they're trying to compete with
Mario Kart.
Yeah, I don't know that they can, but
I don't know. Mario Kart hasn't made a game, and I mean the one on the Switch is just the Wii U one, so there hasn't been a new Mario Kart in years.
Is there like a game?
App.
Is there like a game that's an Xbox cast of characters, sort of, you know, Royal Rumble kind of thing, like Smash Bros?
Wasn't it? There was the one that had Velma, or like Scooby-Doo characters.
Bad.
Yeah, and they had to get rid of her final Smash move was that she called the police. So they had to change it because people were saying that's racist that she called the police. Because LeBron James, I think, was another playable character. Yeah. So then people just upload videos of Velma calling the
totally
cops.
forgot. When did that come out? Like a year or two ago?
I think it was like a year ago because we talked about it on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Because could you be Scooby-Doo?
I think so, yeah.
Ooh.
And like Batman and stuff.
Do they have any Looney Tunes in there? They're Warner Bros.
I don't know. Let me...
What was that game called?
Call it like...
We're going to do another episode on fighting games.
Yeah. Warner Bros. Fighting. Yeah, MiniVersus. Yeah, so Bugs Bunny was in it.
MultiVersus, okay.
MultiVersus.
That's
Excuse
cool.
me.
Oh, by the way, new Godzilla movie out? No, yes.
Yeah. I saw the trailer. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I want to see it. I've heard it's good.
Really?
Yeah. Gal Gadot.
Oh, Tom and Jerry are both one fighter. And Batman, that's cool. Superman, Wonder Woman.
I will fight for those who cannot.
I will fight.
Oh, you just know this is low rent fucking Smash Bros.
Yeah.
The gameplay just sucks.
I know, it does not look great.
The jumping doesn't look good. The moving doesn't look
not fluid at all.
God,
So
Nintendo really
sick.
just kicks the shit out of everybody.
I know.
I mean, it's too bad because I think it's sort of childish, but they're way better.
Yeah.
It's a little too Japanese for me at times. You know, I mean, I'm just saying, I wanted Crash Bandicoot and Spyro to be in a fighting game.
Yeah.
For Xbox, though. They need an Xbox. Master Chief. Who else is an Xbox?
Conker.
Banjo-Kazooie.
No, well, Nintendo at least
got
got him back for the Smash Brothers game, the new one, because they added Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, this looks so slow and wonky.
Mm-hmm. Clunky.
Boring.
A clunky one.
And it sucks too. That was a Smash Brothers character. My friend, he got the Super Smash Brothers Brawl when it first came out for the Wii, and he was like, "Yeah, Batman's a playable character." And so is Luke Skywalker too. And he was just that kid who would just tell you stuff and you just knew he was lying immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also because he was stupid. He also said, I remember when there was no information about Grand Theft Auto 5, he was like, yeah, you can have all the Red Dead Redemption guns are going to be in Grand Theft Auto 5. And I was like, where did you hear that from? And he was like, a gaming Twitter account. And I was like, what's it called? And I looked it up and I was like, oh, I can't find the tweet. So I think you're just lying. You just made that up.
Wow.
I mean, I've always had it out for people who just lie like that. It pisses me off so much.
Mm-hmm.
They never anticipate someone as autistic as me coming in to fact check them the way that I do. And then I do, and then it's like deer in the headlights.
Yeah, I remember somebody doing that with like Soul Calibur maybe. I think they told me like Link was in the PlayStation version, and I got the PlayStation version, and I was like pissed. Well, they had the GameCube version, I think is what it was.
Oh, okay.
And I had the PlayStation, which didn't have Link.
Right. What, they had like Darth Vader? I know they had like a different one.
I don't even
for
remember.
each.
I just was like, he's not even in the fucking game. And he's like, yeah, he is. And I go, I even said, I was like, well, he is like a Nintendo thing. Even then I knew. I was like 8 or 9. Even then I was like,
you understood.
Come on, now you lying to me, man.
Yeah, and it's an intuitive thing to understand, like, okay, PlayStation has no Zelda games, but they have all of these like Crash games, so Crash must be the PlayStation Mario or Link, you know? But then everyone, Zelda on Xbox. What I have next on my list, if you want to talk about, is Nick's stand-up special.
Yeah, let's
Stav.
talk about Nick Mullen stand-up special. And I haven't watched Stav's yet, so that we can wait for next week to do Stav's.
Yeah.
Which Nick beat Stav, so he deserves his own
He does.
little recap here.
No, do you want to start?
Do I want to start?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought this special, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think
Nice.
that's what you gave
Is that
it.
what I gave? Okay.
Yeah. Very funny stuff. I'm trying to think just off the top. Funniest jokes, probably the entire slave house thing.
Yeah, that was
when
good.
he went to visit that, and it was like the guy just is like his grandson just lives upstairs or whatever.
Yeah.
That was probably the funniest joke because it had a great build up. It had the same level of build up as like Tom Myers when he does the grave bit. He's like, they got very quiet.
Yeah.
I even thought about like that earlier. I was like, maybe I should just edit it in where he's like, and then the tour guide, she got very quiet. And she whispered, Dad, I asked for a GPS.
She got very quiet and said, in 0.2 miles, drop 6 feet.
I mean, all right, dude, that's pretty bad. This is there's nothing I hold on to that old more than Tom Myers, probably, that I still think is like that funny.
I re-listened to the whole like Come Town compilation of that like a few days ago, so it's fresh in my mind.
My favorite one, and I don't think it makes any of the. We're just recapping Come Town now, but my favorite one, and it never makes the compilations for some reason, is like Nick just doing the because he does the Paul Revere horse noise that.
Yeah.
But then he like does it like as if he's like sucking a dick or something, so it's like a dick sucking sound effect. He's like, I think the British are coming, dude. Like coming.
Yeah.
So that's great. Yeah, no, Tom Myers. Shit, we're fucking this up. We're
Yeah,
talking about
that's
Tom.
all right. Anyway, no, Nick's special was very good. I also gave it an 8.5. My favorite joke was the COVID joke about the seatbelts. And that's the other thing too. It's weird about talking about a stand-up special because you don't want to just do a shitty version of telling the joke. If someone hasn't heard it, but also it's insane to think this idea that no one knows who, like we're showing people who Nick Mullen. Yo, check out our buddy Nick Mullen. Steven, tell him Steven sent you.
Yeah, no, that's what we're doing.
But it is what we're doing, and
well, yeah, but also that it's not like Nick needs our. It's not like
I know,
5 years from now, it's gonna be like, hey, thanks guys.
Yeah, thanks for
yes.
those 2 guys who comment on all your podcasts.
I've opened for Nick before though, so he's cool with it.
Yeah,
he's cool with me dropping his name.
So,
no, go ahead and say your favorite part. You were starting to say something, were you?
My favorite part of the special? It was it was the seatbelt.
Oh, right.
Joke.
We just didn't finish it. We stopped halfway.
No, I think that was like one of my favorite stand-up bits I've ever heard. I was pretty worried about the special being like mediocre, being like something you'd see on Netflix, like anything from Stav. So I was very impressed that even the lows weren't even that bad. So overall, really, really liked it. Kind of went back and like rewatched a few bits of it too. So that's always a really good sign because I do that with Tim Heidecker's all the time. But even Tim's, like the beginning, I skip because
Tim's is like a 10 out of 10. I mean, even if there's parts that run long, man, it sounds like now I sound like a Year of the Dragon guy myself.
Yeah,
run long. What kind of name is that? No, that one just has so many different things that highlight all of like the
comedianisms.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, but back to Nick's.
Yeah.
Other good parts. This is kind of gay, but if we're going to talk about, Louis J. Gomez' dark, twisted sense of humor.
Yeah.
I feel like Nick talks about that stuff in like the only way that I ever like comedians to. Because even Louis, it's a little cringe when he's like, yeah, I beat my wife, just kidding.
Yeah.
Or I beat my girlfriend, just kidding. Like those kind of things. It's like, all right, what do you like? You're like fucking 50, dude.
Right.
You're old. And you sound silly talking like that.
Yeah, Nick takes it to a different level, or like just says it and like, I know what you mean. He says it in a different way. That's
well, if he talks about like getting his girlfriend or whoever getting an abortion, it's more like there's a level of like, I don't know what I'm doing with this. It's like there's no confidence behind it because it is like a weird issue.
Yeah.
It's like not some obvious thing to be like, yeah, I've had some girls get abortions or whatever. That's the Louis J. Gomez version of it.
There's a bit in there about like the Ninja Turtles wearing masks and like why do they need to wear masks? And then also I think where he does get, like an example is like Master Splinter.
Oh yeah, when he does the Asian voice.
Yeah.
Classic.
So instead of him just going up on stage being like, "Oh, you got to do comedy."
Yeah, Bobby Lee's little brother.
Yeah.
Stevie Weeby.
Watch. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. We'll come back to him.
Make a note on that.
But Nick's way of sneaking in the Chinese accent is finding a person who does the Chinese accent where it's like, why does this still exist today? It's not in like a, we need to do something about this. It's just like a funny observation. And I don't know.
Or if he's talking about, I mean, this shows you how much better of a joke writer he is than other people, or how he actually thinks about how it's going to come across.
Yeah.
More than maybe you'd think Nick would, because Nick kind of is that apathetic sort of persona on pod. And he definitely is that way. But shit, I totally lose my train of thought. Well, like when he talks about the slavery house or whatever, I mean, he makes jokes, along the way about like the autistic guy who had like the most slaves or whatever. Yeah. Like they're bragging about it.
Yeah.
Like that's all stuff that somebody like Louis J. Gomez does not do without trying to sound like a cool guy making a slave joke.
Yeah, it's like his payoff is saying the shocking thing, where I feel like Nick's payoff is getting away with saying it, if that makes sense. Like he doesn't want to be the shock guy. He wants to be able to say it to people who maybe if they heard Louis say the same joke, they would be off put by it. But if they hear Nick say it in the way that he does, they would actually laugh at it because they realize it's an absurd, concept, which I think is what separates someone like Nick from someone like Louis. We really just hate Louis. Just kidding. No, we like Louis, but it's a good person to compare to.
It's a good person to compare to, but I like making fun of Louis a little bit on here just because I think Louis is like, he's like a teenage girl on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like he just gets into fights and argues like in the way. And I don't know, I can't get over the angsty atheist stuff when he's like, there's no man with a beard in the sky looking after you kind of shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's like Ricky Gervais's.
Yeah, it's the John Oliver, woodchuck surprised face.
It's the gay British guy take. The Puerto Rican rattlesnake.
And that was a great special all around. I can't remember anything else. My memory's bad.
Pretty much said everything I need to say. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube for free, so check it out, even though it's got no stamp of approval from Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, so
certainly better.
So today, Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
So today, Jerry Seinfeld endorsed Stavros on Instagram. Can you pull that up?
Yeah, we're gonna get that picture of the carrot call. Yeah, here we go.
Damn, that cat is an asshole. I love how like majestic it looks in its fucking thumb and its DP though.
Poor Stavy, fat skull. Where does he get this comment from Jerry?
It's the Seinfeld one. Which, by the way, I have a comment on this too. Before you get into the Seinfeld thing. Okay, this is his caption. Well, zoom out really quick so you can see the photo.
Okay.
Right. So it's trending now on Netflix. We've got George Costanza. We've got Stavros Halkias next to each other.
Yeah.
And he goes, and this is something Stav has said for a long time. He goes, LOL, what the fuck? Go watch the special. I know you guys can read it. Go watch the special on Netflix so I can keep trending next to a character who I modeled much of my personality after. Now, you know this. He did George Costanza for Halloween one year.
Oh, yeah,
when he was still small.
Right.
Smaller.
Yeah.
He was still fat. But this makes no sense. He's nothing like George. George is like this, like neurotic. He's based on Larry David.
Right,
so it's
right.
like he's nobody from Cumtown.
Exactly.
Adam is Jerry. Adam's Jerry, Nick is Kramer, and Stav is like Stav's nobody.
Nick is Kramer. Only because of the Laugh Factory fiasco. Yeah, no, I fully agree because what is Larry David? Larry David, there's a story about him in the Elon Musk biography where he was like at some funeral and Larry saw Elon Musk. And Larry goes up to Elon and he's like, so what's this thing about you like liking guns? What do you want kids to die? And so, Larry will approach anybody about anything if he doesn't like them. And that's a very admirable trait. I love that about Larry David.
Yeah.
Stav would never do that. No, he would just be like, I don't know.
Well, and but it's like, if you just think about the character of George, even if you're going to say, he's based on Larry David, but the character, he's like confused. He gets into like semantic arguments. Like Stav is like known for being stupid and fat.
Right.
And like, the only thing they have in common is that they're bald. That's it. So it's like this idea that Stav has no understanding of himself. This stupid fucking look on his face.
I know this gap too in between his teeth from all that eating. I know.
I'm going to give him some serious credit though, because he's capitalized on the little podcast success.
Yeah.
And now he's just like going to be a household name, which is like gross because Stav is such a shitty human. But I love Stav still. I think he's hilarious. I know it sounds like we badmouth everybody, but then the magic trick of it all on this podcast is that we actually love these people.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
We love Bill Maher. We love Roseanne. I don't want to deviate too much because my brain's going to start going.
Yeah. No, but you're right though, because we can't pick a random person and just shit on them for 20 minutes if we haven't watched like 4 hours of their content. You know, there's like a love for the chase. And, you know, at the end of the day, if we were sitting here and one of them walked in and they were like, oh, you talking shit? I mean, we would cower.
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
What would you do? I'm Bill Maher. Hi, Steven.
Yeah, the thing is, though, you're not going to get through to some of these people. Like, you can't just sit there and tell Bill Maher, like, you're a boomer, so we kind of laugh at you, but we still, like, we still like you.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about the show is you can't just go, oh, Steven, the Goontopia guys, they hate on everything. They don't like anybody. Or the opposite, oh, they just love this person who shouldn't be loved. It's a nuanced thing, people, okay? It's a very nuanced thing. So it's like with Bill Maher, we love that he's a total boomer. I have no hate for Bill Maher at all.
Right.
I don't even agree with him on politics. I don't think he knows what he thinks anymore. He's just always talking about social media stuff. He doesn't get it.
Yeah. He has like his it's like social media and weed and what people can say nowadays, and that's it.
But like the funny thing about Bill Maher, like he thinks people might like him because he's cool. Like he wears his stupid like Ed Hardy shirt with his little fucking, you know, his, I don't know, this cucumber,
the unbuttoned like button-up shirt,
zucchini.
And then like the band T-shirt underneath, and throwing the zucchini and, you know, an impressive size.
And
zucchini.
he smokes weed and he knows how to mix a drink, so he thinks he's cool. But like the funny thing about Bill Maher is he's a boomer, so we're gonna make fun of him and call him dumb, but we love him. Same thing with Stav.
Yeah,
it's crazy that he's this famous now. It's really the roundabout way, you know. That was the roundabout way of getting there.
But I will say, not to discredit or not to just contradict everything that you have just said, because I agree with it all. One person I feel like I actually unironically am the closest to disliking is Jerry Seinfeld. And let me get into that. So Jerry, he says, unbelievable. I was literally making this reference today after watching your fantastic new special. It's our little secret, which I was literally making this reference today. Have you watched Seinfeld, right? Yeah. Have you ever noticed that George is like Stavros Halkias from Cumtown?
Come on, Jerry. What a lie.
Jerry Seinfeld has propped up the shittiest comedians
for sure.
of all time. He literally thought that Miranda Sings was like a beacon of hope for like online media creators. Don't ever forget that. In 2016, Jerry Seinfeld did a video with Miranda Sings acting like she was the funniest thing that has ever come across the face of the earth. And he loved Kyle Dunnigan because, again, he doesn't know what Snapchat filters are. So when Kyle Dunnigan does his Bill Maher impression, which, by the way, he's an example of someone who copies people because he hates them. I think his stuff comes from a hateful place. But anyway, Jerry Seinfeld finds that to be funny. Jerry Seinfeld now finds Stav to be funny, which again, we say we don't hate Stav, we love Stav. But it is also true that the two things that Stav only ever jokes about is sex and food. And that's it. He may go food first, then sex second, sex first, food second. Doesn't matter. Yeah. That's what his brain, those are the two hemispheres of his brain. So for Jerry to come in and pretend like Stav has this brand new take on everything is a perfect example of him just blindly signing off for something that he knows nothing about.
Yeah, I mean, he just said it was a good special. I don't know if he's signing on to Stav.
That is signing off to it because it's putting his name on Stav's post.
First off, the thing about him saying that he made the reference today is a lie. I mean, like, can we agree? We agree on that.
We agree on that.
We agree on that much. There's no way he made that comparison unless he had the exact same thing on his Netflix where he saw George and Stav and he goes, those two guys look kind of similar.
Either George dressed up as Stav for Halloween or Stav dressed up as George for Halloween.
So that part's a lie. I mean, I don't think he made that comparison naturally because, again, Stav's not like George.
No.
But here's the thing. I'm going to have a feeling. I just have a feeling.
Okay.
That Stav's special is actually not that bad. It might even be better than the first one. Because the first one, I made this comment before, he was using a lot of old material.
Yeah.
And so this means he has a new hour, which we've probably all seen on Instagram already. You were kind of talking about that with me yesterday where everybody just uploads the crowd work in short little bits so you already know what their special is. What if it's just good and the Jerry's just like, whatever. Look, I agree with you though. He endorses stupid people, but he endorses stupid people in the same way that like all boomers do. Like my mom found this. My mom's not a total boomer, but she finds something that is like a Kim Kardashian impression. She's like, look at this. Doesn't she do them so good? She does all the Kardashians. She does all the impressions of them so well. And I'm like, yep, it was cool one time. And you see it 10 more times.
But how does somebody who's so ingrained into allegedly so ingrained into this business, how is he able to make mistakes like this all the time?
I think he's just kind of autistic. I know we're trying to stop saying that, but I think he just sees something.
Down
and then
syndrome.
He becomes enamored with it, and then he probably obsesses over it, or he doesn't at all, and he just says shit like this willy nilly. But I don't know. It's our little secret. Is that a reference to Seinfeld? Is that just a weird way to end it?
It's a weird way to say he listened to the Cumtown Jerry Seinfeld bit about him going unhinged. No, I don't know.
That would be crazy though. Yeah. Somebody send that to him.
No, he responds, and by the way, I have noticed that black people have huge lips. I gotta take a swig. I'm a
swigger. You're a total swigger.
All right, folks. Speaking of, I don't know, podcaster, I've got a few more things. Do you have any? Sorry, I don't want to just.
No, I think we're good on Stav and Nick and the comedians, maybe.
We can do it. We can do a live soy reaction to the Fishtank 2 trailer if you want to.
Yeah, I've only seen the one I sent you. Is that the only trailer out, or there? More? I think I've only seen
that was a clip from the trailer.
Gotcha.
Stealing cover status update. With it.
It's a Sam Hyde video, so I didn't at first. I was like, oh, this is just
just to be jarring.
Yeah.
Schedule.
See, because then there's that dog whistle.
Kim.
Somebody's coming, man.
If we could waterboard someone. Where's the ice cream?
Take a look in the 5 and 10.
Hey, guy, what's that big idea? Where's the ice cream in this joint?
Hey, boss, you got a second to talk? You know that show, Fishtank, that I've been talking about? They're having another season coming out. It's a 24/7 reality show. Live stream, all the rooms. You can pop in whenever you want into these people's lives. Probably, if I showed you some clips, maybe you'd understand. This part's great right here. Look, then Sam's all pissed off. He comes in, he's like, you can't do that. You can't do that. And he actually wasn't a contestant. He was a freeloader, but he was a big fat guy. And he fell down the stairs. I mean, that's pretty good, right? Long story short, I'm not going to be able to continue working here at the Bean Factory.
That was a really good trailer.
Wait, so is Chris? They kind of talked about this. So is Chris gonna have a bar?
Yeah, I wonder if that has something to do with the. Oh,
so this is the house.
Yes,
that's
the living room.
This
the
house
new living
kicks
room.
ass. This is way cooler. Because this is what they do. They always put people, not just Fishtank in the first season, and obviously they were probably dealing with whatever they could, like working with whatever they had. But like some of those reality shows, they put them like the worst houses. That's just there's white everywhere. It's like you're in the projects or something. Like
it's like they have it so like a landlord can come in and paint over it again, so they can clean and what's the?
It looks more homey though. Is my point.
It does.
It's homey.
It's a home. So I wonder how that's going to fare when people try to pee on the carpet or something.
Oh, it's going to smell way worse.
It's going to be awful. It's going to be moldy. But I think the Chris Lynch faction exists for Fishtank Season 2. So I wonder if people who join his faction, if they get access to the bar.
What do you mean faction?
Like, I think it's for the viewers, but maybe the contestants, that you can join different clans. Sorry. I was playing Fallout, so they use the F word factions.
Yeah.
You can choose which clan you're in. So I wonder if the contestants can choose which clan they want to be in. And if there are certain perks, like, I guess, free drinks.
Well, I was just wondering, because if there's Chris's bar, maybe Eric's going to have an office.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll come in and task them with something. He's definitely going to be involved in Season 2. Is Charles, is he just live in America now? Or what?
I feel like he has to. Because he streamed with Sam the other day.
Yeah, so he's just here permanently.
Yeah, his wife, maybe they have like jewels, jewel money and the gold that they can live off of. Yeah, oil money. So
where was he living again in the Middle East?
I don't
forgot.
Know. I didn't even know he lived in the Middle East.
I told you that, and you're like, what?
Yeah. that's what I did. So.
Damn, dude. I can't wait to be Latina in GTA 6, man. I'm really excited.
La familia es más importantes.
I saw somebody with a La Familia tattoo, and I just went,
I actually played a little bit of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas to do some throwback, too. So I might play through that game, because it's short, but it's fun. You know what I'm worried though about, not to go back to Grand Theft Auto, but the file size. Because the file size for Grand Theft Auto 5 on the PC is 100 gigabytes for a game.
Yeah.
The new one has got to at least be like 200 or something. 300.
It's going to be like 500. It's going to take up my whole Series X hard drive.
600 for GTA 6 terabytes. I don't know. I didn't really have anywhere to go with
They're
that.
never going to do Red Dead 3 is what I hear, which is whatever. But I mean, if they did with those graphics, that would be incredible because those graphics look great.
Yeah, and I actually think what's held me back from wanting to get Red Dead 2 on the PC is the file size. Let me see.
Where do people get like the remastered version? I swear I'm so stupid about stuff like this where I just see people online and I was like, oh, Red Dead Redemption 2 fully remastered side by side with the game. And I'm like, well, what are they playing it on remastered? Is it a mod?
No, it's I think a remastered version just came out. So I think if you buy like the Xbox One version, then that would be the remastered version versus the Xbox 360. But usually they say they'll make a claim. Where are we at?
I just would have.
Here it is. 150 gigabytes of space for the game. That's insane. And I didn't know that the online. I thought if you didn't want to pay $60 for the game, you could pay $20 and only get the online. But the online is separate entirely. So if you want the whole thing, you have to pay $80.
No, if you buy the game, it comes with the online. Because I thought about that when I originally got it. I was like, I'm probably going to play way more online than the story, even though that's what everybody says is the greatest story ever or whatever. But,
okay. That's good to know, actually.
So it should be included. It's just like the game mode is on there. At least that's how it was on Xbox. I don't know about.
I was going to say this real quick about the Gavin Newsom DeSantis debate.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that happened.
Ron DeSantis, and this is something, it's the UFC fight for political fags, basically. Ron DeSantis' go-to tactic to destroy Gavin Newsom was to pull up, like, in his pocket, he had, like, pieces of paper. And so, like, San Francisco has, like, poop on the street, right?
Yeah.
So Ron brings up this map, and I'll play the video after, but it's showing people have this app on their phone where you can say, here in this spot, I found shit on the street. So to try to own Gavin Newsom, he's like, and now what I have here is a picture of all the poop. Here's poop.
San Francisco. There's a lot of plots on that. You may be asking,
oh,
what
this is
that
so
plotting?
embarrassing.
I know.
Well, what a fucking nerd.
Where they plot the
I wiped my ass.
Found on the streets of San Francisco, and you see how almost the whole thing is covered.
Oh, this is the host. Really, motherfucker? Oh, hell no. There was no toilet paper in San Francisco. I had to wipe my ass with this, which I brought today to the debate stage. He did the same thing with the other thing was actually funnier. It was basically someone drew gay porn and they handed it to Ron DeSantis and they said, hey, Ron, this is what they're teaching kids in school in California. So he does the same bit. He brings it to the debate and he goes, and by the way, gay porn in my pocket, which is like, why did you have gay porn in your pocket, buddy? He's just showing it to everybody again as an attempt to own Gavin, but he literally just pulls out gay porn in the middle of the debate.
But what's the point he's trying to make?
Why is this in schools? Why are your children learning about this?
But it's actual gay porn?
It's like it's like a gay love scene thing. It's like meant to be a kid's book. What he's saying is correct, but it's just out of context. He's pulling out gay porn and just showing it to everybody on the debate stage.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking what he showed.
Here, I'll show you. See if I can make it.
You wanted to talk about it.
I know. I
don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
I know. I dug my own grave.
Is it a kid's book? Is it?
It is a kid's book.
See?
Okay. And
so this to you is gay porn. Okay.
This
is what he pulled out.
It's called genderqueer, and if we zoom in,
oh, holy shit!
So that to me looks like someone sucking on something.
Is that a girl or a guy? I can't always tell.
I think if the book is called genderqueer, we could infer that it is a guy.
Queer for women, though.
So it's queer that he is into women, but look at what I found. So that was all there.
Wow. So who won the debate? It had to have been Newsom, but I don't think either of them could have, because just debating is like embarrassing. Like, what's the point of that? They're two governors of two totally different states.
I know.
Is Newsom running for president?
No.
Okay.
Newsom, for some reason he agreed to it, and I think it's because he knew that DeSantis had no, steam, for this presidential cycle. So
I remember after Trump won in 2016, like the year following that, Ted Cruz and like Bernie Sanders were like debating and stuff, and it's like, what are they even doing? Like, what are you talking about? You guys both just work. I don't know.
It's like a fanfic exposition.
Yeah.
Exhibition match or something. It makes no sense. I don't know. Maybe Newsom will run in 2028 or something. He could be old enough, or yeah, who knows? Some gay fantasy people wanted to engage in. Do you have anything?
Look, do we have any beef of the week? Did anything?
I don't think so. No,
I guess Jerry Seinfeld made you mad.
Yeah, he did.
Damn. Okay. Well, we can't end it on that.
No.
So we're gonna just sit here for a minute.
Okay. MacBooks unplugged. Recording it. Well,
did
no,
you
we
see,
need it on.
Did you see the President Gay thing trending? I mean, this is
yes,
really scraping the bottom of the road. But the President Gay thing. Did you see the clip of Elise Stefanik or whatever?
Oh no, I didn't see the clip.
Yeah, because she's talking about like all the people that are like the heads of these Ivy League schools, and she's like, "Is it okay to say you're gonna genocide Jews on campus? Are you allowed to say that?"
Yeah.
And all of them were like, well, if it's something that can lead to action, then yes. And she's like, no, the answer is just no. So she goes through all of them. And then she gets to Harvard. And she's like, President Gay. And it's just like, it's just this weird looking. Look her up, by the way.
Yeah,
Just like a President Gay Harvard. I mean, she looks hilarious.
It's just Barack Obama. It literally looks like Obama.
Yeah. But look at it like that. Like, look at the one on the right. Like how she's standing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, look at that. Her surprise face. Like, what gender planet are you from?
Yeah, that is funky. I mean, we know what her ancestors did, folks. Just kidding. They were slaves. No,
Well, I mean, that's what I thought you were just saying.
No, just they were gay.
She makes history as what?
What?
Scroll down and see what the article title is. This is the first black Harvard president.
As the first Harvard president with a name that's so easy to make fun of, we forget she's even black, folks.
It's true, being gay black.
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know what to expect because she said, at least is like,
I kind of want to
President Gay, and then I'm just like waiting. I'm like, who is President Gay going to be? Because I've told this story before. We had a librarian named Gay Skies, but her name was spelled Gay Sykes. It was Sykes, like Wanda Sykes.
Yeah, yeah.
But she was and she tried to tell us, she's like, no, it's Gay Skies. Like that made it better. Like, that makes it funnier, you dummy.
Yeah.
She's also the one, whenever I had 3 books, including the Fantastic Beast Harry Potter book, I've never returned those books. Like from 3rd grade on, I never returned them. It was like a penny a day, but that's got to be so much now.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember her like cornering me in the library. And she's like, when are you going to, cornering me in the grocery store. And she's like, when are you going to bring those? Yeah. And she's like, when are you going to bring those books back? And I just ran away.
That's like mob mentality. Like, lady, calm down. If it's,
it's Fantastic Beast, like probably like one of the fucking Willy Wonka sequel and some other bullshit. And then, like Peter Pan is the other one. Yeah. I had Peter Pan. I had all 3 of those. I just never returned them.
So that's,
she was gay.
10 years ago, $3 a year if it's a penny a day. Mm-hmm. It's only like $30 a book, like $90. But those are a good investment for a news story when you're like 90 and you go return them because like news outlets love that.
Except I don't have them, but I could buy new copies for the story.
Did you return them or like burn them or?
No, I think I lost them. I think I just couldn't find them. I lost a lot of stuff when I was a kid.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Damn, that's terrifying though to just get hunted down in the store. Like I would get thrown off when I would see a teacher in public. I'm like, you're not supposed to be in
public.
public.
Like not walk by the library because she would stand outside and smoke cigarettes, even though she was like this old lady. And she would stand out and smoke cigarettes.
So was the library, it was a different building in your school?
No, I'm sorry. There's like the public library in town.
Oh, okay.
So I would just go there to, because they had way better books.
Gotcha.
When I was a kid, and then
she's standing out in the hallway smoking cigarettes. And that's
other hilarious people from my childhood. We had this she was the librarian assistant in the school library / the bus driver.
Mm-hmm.
And her name was Teresa, and she was just so fat. She was like Big Bird because she had like Big Bird's hair. Which, by the way, we called. I mean, now I'm just going on a stream of conscious, but we had this black girl in school named Sydney. And she had like a little fro. And I remember like in gym class, we just started calling her Big Bird and she just cried and cried about it. And it was so mean.
I remember our librarian in grade school, she sucked. She was so mean. Mm-hmm. She looked like a fat John Denver. And
that's awesome.
I tried to borrow or rent Nancy Drew books because the Nancy Drew movie was coming out. No, it's not gay. I'll tell you why it's not gay.
Was it for a girl?
No, it's because the Nancy Drew movie came out in theaters, and I had a huge crush on Emma Roberts, so I wanted to read the book. And she said, "No, you can't read that. That could be gay. Why don't you read the Hardy Boys, the Hard-On Boy, the two gay boys?
Yeah.
That's less gay than sexy Nancy Drew. Are you kidding me?"
I told you about how I scribbled in that Hardy Boys book, right? How I like drew dicks all inside of it and stuff.
No, you did not.
Yeah, there's like a copy of it, and then I wrote like Hard On Boys or whatever. What happened was though, it wasn't like a school book. It was at the end of the year they were like giving old books away for free, which it's like, why would a library, like that's what you need. That's your lifeblood as a library. You need the fucking books.
That's so funny. Yeah,
and that's just like, so I just took this copy and I just like wrote a Hard On, like I wrote over the Y and just put on, and then on the inside I drew like dragons, like that were like dick dragons flying around.
I mean, that's basically,
and then I like replaced every other word, you know, with like gay sex and stuff. I mean, it was cool. I was like 12.
Like Mad Libs. Mm-hmm. What was I gonna say? Oh, another thing I did once, and this one fully on me. Mm-hmm. I checked out Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which is like a huge book, and then because I was gonna try to read it, because you had to read like 2 books a semester, and so those plans fell through. I didn't finish the book, and so like a few days before like the deadline, I like turned it in and got like a Henry and Mudge book, and she like she like laughed at me, and she was like, we're going from Harry Potter to Henry and Mudge," and I was like, "Look, I have a deadline to say that I read 2 books this semester."
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that was on me. That was funny.
Shout out Henry and Mudge.
Yeah, they're good books, great stories.
Holy shit, dude! Did you ever have like friends that had like older siblings, but then like the older siblings would have like a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever, and but you had to be around that person at all? Okay, this is my roundabout way. I don't even care about your story. I'm just gonna tell my story, but I had to ask it in the way that I'm telling it.
Yeah.
So Bear, he was this guy, my friend Schrader, his sister Alex. She was dating this guy Bear, and the whole thing was like he was like this crazy guy. And by the way, isn't that the thing in SpongeBob? I think that was part of the humor.
Yeah.
It was like the Bear.
Yeah.
So we were scared of him because we heard at a story that at a party he threw like a guy through like a kitchen table or something, or like threw somebody through like a screen door, and just like would throw people out of parties,
poking the Bear.
And I remember one time we were like really high in my car, and we were like, we thought he was like looking at us through like the window. Like he definitely wasn't. And like me and my friend, we were just sitting out there, and we're like, "Dude, is that Bear?" I was like, "Holy shit, is that Bear looking at us?" And we got very paranoid. But I just remember that being weird, because I told you too that one of my friends' sisters, she was friends with like the local rapper, because every town has a local rapper guy, that like the white guy that thinks he's gonna rap, and he had his name was oh shit, you're gonna have to bleep that.
Yeah.
He literally could Google him and just find out where he's from. Yeah, his name was Steve. His name was Steve Boy.
Stevie Weeby.
Yeah, Stevie Weeby. Which we should talk about Stevie Weeby next week too.
Yeah.
But I always thought that was like a weird dynamic. Oh, well, anyway, so this rapper guy, one time he's like, "All right, you punch me as hard as you want, and then I get to punch you as hard as you want." And he just like beat the shit out of my arm. Like, like we both got to take swings at each other's arms. So I, took a couple, and I was just like, what the, this is, I'm 13.
Yeah.
I'm 13 or 14, and you're like 19 or 20.
Yeah,
hey, yo, come over here, and like I'm gonna punch you in your arm, and then you like punch me in my arm, and we'll see who punches harder. It's like I'm not playing bloody knuckles with you.
Yeah.
All the bloody knuckles all time. That was another thing too. I have an older brother, something you can't relate to, but maybe your older sibling is actually meaner than my brother. Possibly.
My older sister was pretty mean to me.
But
I was gonna ask about this guy.
Oh yeah. I'm jumping all over. Go ahead.
No, we've got, because I have similar stories too. Those types of people were insane. Like the 19-year-old who's like, "Hey, can I beat the fuck out of you real quick?" Mm-hmm. Maybe that's some gang recruitment thing. They want to see if you're tough or something. But we had a kid, and he was poor, because behind my neighborhood there was an apartment complex, and it was basically like the ghetto of the town I grew up in. And I remember
our ghetto is just a trailer park. But
yeah. I made my own like ham sandwich, and we didn't have like pickle chips, so I like bit into pickles and like spit them into my sandwich, because I was like, well, I'm just gonna eat it, so no problem. And I was like walking outside with my sandwich, and he was like, "Yo, give me this sandwich," and I was like, I was like, okay, and he like ate it like super fast. So
dude,
then
that's kind of a movie.
I know.
Somebody bullied you for your lunch.
Yeah. Well, I kind of felt bad, because it was like he like scarfed it down, so I was like, oh, he's and even as a kid, I was like, oh, he must like be poor, like he probably doesn't have food at his house.
Yeah.
But I was like, also, I like spat my pickles into that, so he's like,
That's awesome. That's a great prank that you didn't even plan.
Yeah, I know. And then there was another rapper guy, but he was like a theater kid. You know, there's like the theater kid rapper, then there's like the trailer park rapper. And I had both. One of them was in my grade. And he would do, there was like a male beauty pageant, and there was always a talent section thing, and he would do it just so he could rap on stage. And it was funny too, because like, I mean, like everybody hated him, and he would do the Eminem thing where he'd like walk out and try to like subtly like signal to the guy in the booth, like, yo, turn it up. And the guy would always turn it up and like turn his mic down. So you could just like never hear him rapping.
Oh my God.
But we just do stuff like that all the time.
There always was somebody that wanted to rap. Yeah. Although we didn't even have talent shows in high school.
Really?
Is that what you said it was? A talent show?
It was like a male beauty pageant / talent show.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never did that.
And he would always, because the way that it went, it was like there's the talent portion, and then they all had to play like a game together, and then they all had to get interviewed. And he would like always botch the interview. Like people would boo. Because they would just be like, what would you like to see, you know, from our school? And he would be like, well, I wish we would stop giving a crap about the football team because they can't win. You know, and people, you just say stuff like that where he thinks like, yo, I'm speaking facts, but it was like stuff that nobody wanted to hear. It was so funny. And then he also did like the school news show, so he would like record some of his music, and like we would just have it on the laptop, and we would just like, we'd do like YouTube, basically like YouTube poops of his music. And he had one. It was terrible. We were so mean. We wouldn't do this to him, but like since he lived in a trailer park, we would just do parodies of his songs and just change it to him living in a
That's awesome. That is fucking hilarious.
But he did a parody of the Drop It Like It's Hot, but it's Be Honest That You're Not. So he goes like,
oh my God, it wasn't even like a gay funny parody. I forgot people would just do dumb parodies that were not even better than the original.
He would be like, if you think that you are cool, be honest that you're not. Honest that you're not.
That's bad. That's like out of a commercial. That's like out of like a Sprint commercial from 2004.
Yeah, and the other part was like, stay inside all day, video games you play. And we're like, yeah, of course he would shit on people playing video games because he can't afford any video games. He's still playing on the Atari.
That's true.
Yeah, there was all of that stuff. And then we also had like an autistic kid who was in the video school or in the video class, and he had like a joke segment, and we would have him record it. this is so bad, but we'd have him record it like in front of the green in front of the green screen. So like later, so we'd have like the real version, right, where we just put like a theater as the background, and then like we would just again like YouTube poop his thing. And
but you wouldn't actually put that out there. You just did that for your private amusement.
We would just watch
it. That's really good. Yeah, you just put gay porn behind
it. Yeah. And then
he's just in the middle of a bukkake.
Yeah, we'd have like duplicates of him, and like, or like he'd tell his joke and we'd add like a boo, because he also had like a laugh track. So like I think the file that they ripped the YouTube video from, it was like audience reactions.mp3. So we'd only use like the applaud and like the laugh sounds. But if you waited long enough, you could hear the boos. So we would just take that and put that at the end of each joke. And yeah, that was like our secret. I don't even think we would export the file. We would just like delete it all, and then yeah, it was that was so fun. And then this is the final thing. This other autistic kid, he loved to do the weather, but he would really annoy me because I like for the school news, you know, I would tell people like, you know, don't make any stupid decisions because that's going to go on air for all the students to see. So like one kid, he was just such an idiot. I was like, you should wear like a button-up shirt. And he wore a button-up shirt, and he like misbuttoned the shirt, you know? So it's like the bottom of his shirt, he didn't align the buttons properly. And so the autistic kid would go in before the school show would air, and he would fix any problems. And then, you know, if somebody had something that looked bad, he'd fix it for him. And then I was like, hey, don't do that because they're not going to learn. I can tell them to do the right thing, but until everyone laughs at them at the stupid decision they've made, then that's how they learn. And he kept doing it. So I went in and I changed his weather segment and like YouTube pooped it, but it was like safe. And I showed the teacher and I was like, hey, can I like air this? Because he keeps coming in to change the newscast. So I'm changing his newscast. And he was like, I mean, if the principal doesn't come and ask me questions about it, then like, yeah, sure. So he did it. And he like had a total like meltdown, freak out. And yeah, it was crazy. But cool teacher who let me make fun of the.
We didn't even have news in my school until like maybe my junior or senior year, and all the people that flocked to it were like the complete losers, and like the teacher that was running it was like a social studies teacher that had like no business running it. So it was just like literally it was just this thing that came on like 2 or 3 times a week that we would just like laugh at the people on there.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the people that we called the no friends.
Uh-huh.
That were all no friends together. That I showed you that one kid Weavy. Remember him? He was trans now.
Yeah, yeah.
Or whatever.
Bobby Lee's brother.
Yeah, CB Weavy. He was trans. Ended up being trans. They were all in the news, and then before that, we just had like the morning announcements where it's like we had these 2 Mexican twins. One of them's name was Guadalupe, which I'm pretty sure is a woman's name.
Mm-hmm.
The crying lady of Guadalupe or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So Lupe and his brother David, these Mexican guys, they were twins, and they also like look ridiculous, but whatever. I just remember they owned that. They were really proud to do the morning announcements.
We had people from all walks of life in the school news class. They were like some jocks, and then like overlap from like the newspaper class and like debate and forensics, and then there was always like 1 or 2. There's like, so the rapper guy was like the no friends, and then there was always like a special needs kid in it, which is like, why would you do that? But yeah, his joke time, that was a fun segment to edit. So I feel like I had somewhere else to go with some of the rappers because we had a lot, but the kid with the sandwich, he ended up pulling a knife on another student, and he had to like go to juvie and like moved out and stuff. He was a very disturbed kid. So yeah.
Damn, I remember the kids that went to juvie. I just can't remember what they went for. What did people go to juvie for?
I don't know. Yeah, I only knew that kid who went to juvie. And then I think maybe another one because he kept like stealing stuff. He was a black kid, and I think I've told this on the podcast before, but I remember we had in 5th grade we had this science unit where we made these like zip things. I don't know. It was like straws. You would attach them to a string, so the string would be on 2 walls, and then you would put the straw through, and there was like a little wind propeller. You would like squeeze an airbag and it would shoot to the other side. And I thought it was so cool. And I went to Walmart and I tried to, buy the pieces to recreate it, and I couldn't. Then the next day he brought one from home, as he alleged, pulled it out of his pocket. And of course, again, me autistically being like, where did you get that? And he goes, yeah, I got it at Walmart. And I was like, no, you didn't. My dad went to Walmart and he said he couldn't find it. And we also went to Dollar Tree. So you stole that. And I like told on him. And
oh my God.
Yeah, he got in trouble.
You got an innocent man sent to prison?
I know, yeah. I don't know if he didn't go to juvie.
The justice system is so corrupt, dude.
He didn't go to juvie for that, but he eventually, I think he did go to juvie.
Oh, okay. You just got him sent to jail.
Yeah. Called the cops on him, but...
He stole my dad's... Wait, what was it? A tube?
He stole it from the school. He stole it from the science kits.
Bro, science projects sucked. I didn't even... whatever you just described to me went over my head. It didn't sound cool.
It was cool.
The lava thing was not cool to me.
What was the lava thing?
Well, I don't know. What is it? Baking soda? And
yeah. The vinegar and...
Whoa. It is December. You can say it again.
Yeah.
I also wasn't into the worms in a bowl and taking care of worms like they're a pet for 2 weeks before you give up on them. That was lame.
I didn't like that.
Did you have worms? They weren't worms. They were... What were they?
Like mealworms? Is that what they were called?
Probably,
Something like that.
And you fed them bran. I think I've told this before. We fed them like bran. We gave them cereal. And I remember I just got like this disgusting association in my brain between like the smell of bran and like these insects.
The worms, yeah.
Yeah, so I would think that like bran was gross. Cereal was gross.
Yeah,
because to me it's worm food. Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out worm food. Shout out Maggot Brain by Funkadelic. Shout out. I don't know, anybody die recently?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, well, I just like to do it. No, Henry Kissinger died. Everybody was happy about that.
Oh, yeah. It was like 100 years old.
I love
99.
that, too. I love that anybody would have any feeling about Henry Kissinger dying. What is wrong with you that you're either excited or mad or happy or sad or whatever emotion you might feel about Henry Kissinger? Who gives a shit?
I don't know.
It's 2023, baby. Who cares?
Yeah, baby.
All right, we'll see you next time.
See you later.